Praise the Lord. God is good. God is great. Jesus is alive and well. Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, call a familiar face. Call all the folks you know, from your family and relatives to your friends, your classmates, your roommates, your significant others, your spouses, and everyone else. From friends, amigos, comrades, compadres, to your frenemies and enemies. Tell them that your boy is doing his YouTube CVS station identification. No, it is not. The Pharmacy, its channel vlog show, known as WEML-TV, Channel 77. And now here is your host of the show, where there's ordinary and there's him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, for that wonderful intro. Hey everyone, Eric Lima here. You're watching another episode of my YouTube channel vlog known as WEML-TV Channel 77. This is episode 745, November the 21st, 2021, 9:41 a.m. And if you want to know why I'm doing a video at this time, instead of I should have been at church by now, unfortunately, my family came down with a couple of colds, and that's what all there is. But because of the protocol and my church being put in place, we have to stay home. So, and even though I am not having a cold, because I'm with the family, I'm not going to take any chances of going, and then all of a sudden, people will be freaking out. So why you're here? Why are you here? Your rest of the family's sick and all, and I don't want to take that chance. So I figured, just to be on the safe side, to follow safety protocol for the church, I'm staying home. Well, we don't have COVID, thank God. So that's the only good news that we came out of this. So I decided, well, I'm going to take an opportunity to do some of these YouTube videos early in the morning. And it is the week of Thanksgiving. As you know, Thanksgiving is this coming Thursday, 4 more days of it. And like I said, it'll be the official kickoff on the holiday season like never before. And I think, like I said in videos before, this is going to be a very subdued holiday season for me and my family, because of everything that went down, and it got to the point where it's like we're not going to have much of a a huge extravaganza of festive holiday season that we used to have in years past. But however, we're going to make the most of it, and hopefully we'll do very, very well. So I figured. So yeah, the last everything has changed ever since the pandemic. Everything has changed, obviously, and it's been in the words of Curly Howard, the Three Stooges, this is getting monotonous, to be honest with you. And people are so paranoid and so fearful about a lot of things, and it drove me crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, a lot of people, are opposing the old school way of things, and now people want. It's like, it's like you feel like saying, seriously, dude. I feel like saying, seriously, dudes. Y'all freaking about everything else, man. Just relax, have some fun. But unfortunately, a lot of people a lot of corporate executives and politicians making dumb decisions that have been affecting our country for a very long time, and I blame them more than I blame us, the people. But then again, we gotta stop making the dumb decisions and just try to live life. You know what I mean? That's why I choose to avoid all the drama that's been going on around here. It's like, whether it be online or at home or something like that. It's like, people get aggravated. When I was a kid, people get aggravated. We talk about baseball, wrestling, video games, and all. And majority of the time I do it in church, but it's like, talk to the Lord, yeah, talk about the Lord, yeah, it's pretty cool. But after seeing what's been happening the last couple of years, I figured maybe talking about baseball, wrestling, and video games could be the only way for me to in sports as well. The only way for me to stay sane. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not, I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about agendas. I don't want to talk about anything else. All right, I want to talk about fun stuff. Stuff that makes me smile and laugh and have a great time. And this is it. That's why I do this show. I know a lot of people don't like it, but guess what? go fly a kite somewhere and get bent. You know what I'm saying? You want to be miserable for the rest of your life? Go right ahead, because I'll tell you one thing: no one likes a sourpuss. You know, that's why I know if I was a sourpuss for the rest of my life, I'd be going like this. Be like the Undertaker. Or like if somebody tries to talk to me, I blink my eyes a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, come on, smile a little bit, have some fun, huh? It's been a tough year. I know it's been a tough year for all of us, including myself and my family. But we're trying to make the most of it. And you know what? We can do it, right? Let's get right to the meat of the video, shall we? It's gonna be a little turning point from last night. It didn't end till 1 in the morning. I'm serious. It started at 10 at night until 1 in the morning. I'm not kidding you. So there are two matches that happened in the countdown to Turning Point. Finn Juice was supposed to face the male version of DK, and for some weird reason they weren't able to be there. So Rohit Raju and Raj Singh replaced the male version of DK. That's Crazy Steve and Black Taurus, for those which DK I was talking about. And despite the opponent change, Finn Juice did win the matchup, which is pretty cool. And the Digital Media Championship was on the line. Jordan Grace versus Chelsea Green. And Chelsea Green came out, started off like a house of fire, taking Jordan Grace off her balance. But Jordan Grace got her bearings back together and defeated Chelsea Green with the Grace driver to retain her Digital Media Championship. And Turning Point kicked off with Ace Austin versus Chris Sabin. It was a heck of a matchup. And Chris Sabin did win the matchup against Ace Austin. It was a heck of a matchup to start off. Violent by Design, the team of Eric Young and Joe Doring, went up against Heath and Rhino. And, thanks to a few shenanigans, even though despite the fact that Diener was kicked out from ringside, did win the matchup. VBD, Violent by Design, did win the matchup against Heath and Rhino. Rich Swann was supposed to take on Brian Myers, but Brian Myers got hurt and was not able to compete. So VSK of the Learning Tree took his place, and despite that, Rich Swann did defeat VSK. Heck of a matchup that was. And the Battle of New Yorkers, that's right. Matt Cardona from Long Island, New York, and W. Morrissey from Queens, New York, and it was a heck of a matchup until the referee was distracted and Moose took advantage. The Impact World Champ Moose took advantage of it, speared Cardona, and Morrissey ended up pinning Cardona thanks to the assist of Moose to win the matchup. Knockouts Tag Team title rematch, The Inspiration versus DK. The Inspiration, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay, formerly known as the Iconics, Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, against DK, the women's version of DK, Rosemary and Havoc. And it was a heck of a matchup, but the Inspiration did retain the titles over DK. Who's going to challenge the Inspiration next? We will find out for sure. The X Division title and the triple threat was on the line. Trey Miguel defending against Laredo Kid and Steve Macklin. And I think, despite what it was a controversial fall, I don't know what happened. I think Trey Miguel did not realize he won the match. Trey Miguel thought his opponent kicked out, but Trey Miguel did win the matchup, retaining the X Division Championship against Laredo Kid and Steve Macklin. And Mickie James and Mercedes Martinez for the Knockouts Championship. These ladies went at it. These veterans went at it. And in the end, Mickie James did retain her title, but Deonna Purrazzo attacked Mickie James after the match. And then she grabbed the microphone and says, my rematch will be against Mickie at Hard to Kill. That's the next pay-per-view. So Hard to Kill. So Deonna Purrazzo will get her rematch, and it was only a matter of time. The Impact World Tag Team titles on the line. Good Brothers, that's Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, defending the titles against the Bullet Club. Chris Bay and Hikuleo. You'd think Bullet Club would win this one, but the Good Brothers using a little bit of chicanery to retain those tag team titles. Who's going to stop the Good Brothers now? Finn Juice maybe back on the ball again after defeating the team of Rohit Raju and Raj Singh. Maybe, and so maybe the Vin Juice will probably go after those tag team titles again. You never know. Well, in an unscheduled appearance, Josh Alexander arrives to the ring and addresses the Vegas crowd about the Full Metal Mayhem title match that was going to come up next. And he says, win or lose, I'm still going after Moose. In other words, whether Moose wins or loses, I'm still going to go after Moose. So he plans on sitting at ringside to watch the matchup. But then the lights flickered on and off a little bit. Then it was interrupted by the debuting Jonah, formerly known as Bronson Reed, but he was known as Jonah Rock back before he became Bronson Reed in NXT. But then when he was released, he was back as Jonah. And Jonah blindsides Josh Alexander from behind and gave him about 3 or 4 or 5 splashes to the point where Josh Alexander is internally bleeding. I'm worried about his wife Jade Chung and his son Jet, and they share beautiful family moments on Twitter and all that. And I'm hoping that Josh Alexander's okay. It seems like Moose has finally found someone to pay to keep Josh Alexander away. Moose is scared of Josh Alexander. I'm saying that right now. But then Jonah did confront Moose in New Japan at one point. So the world title, Full Metal Mayhem, Moose defending against my fellow Massachusetts native Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards and Moose, they went at it. And, Eddie Edwards got to the point where it's exposing the ring, the wood, and everything else. But then W. Morrissey and Matt Cardona did get involved. Morrissey tried to attack Eddie Edwards. Matt Cardona tried to, even the sides. But in the end, Moose still retains the Impact World Heavyweight title. I'll tell you what. It'll only be a matter of time. It'll be a matter of time. Moose and Josh Alexander will hook up again. And Josh Alexander will get that title back. Josh Alexander worked too stinking hard to even go. To even seriously, and I mean seriously, win that title. And, he's worked too hard for this. And it's really, really sad. So that's it. That's all the time we have on this show. Episode 745, by the way. On the next episode, time for a little Joker's Wild Beat the Devil. And since I couldn't go to church to do it, I'll do it on the slot machine Sunday. All right? And because there's no Patriots game on because they played twice last week. They played last week against the Browns, defeated them. And they played this past Thursday night against the Falcons. They defeated them. So I got a little free time afterwards. So we're going to do the Sunday edition of Saturday Super Starcade. Now, Saturday Super Starcade is more than just, I play video games on Saturdays. It's, like I said, it's honoring 2 of some of my favorite shows. Starcade, the video game, the game show where people play video games, and Saturday Supercade, where where is the 80s cartoon block of all your favorite video game characters from Donkey Kong Jr., Pitfall, Q*bert, Space Ace, and Kangaroo. So there you go. That's why I call it that. It's basically video game plays. More fancy name for Eric Lehman's video game plays. So be aware on the well of that. I don't know which game I want to play today. We'll find out for sure. All right. So I will see you guys later. Guys, have a wonderful day. And I wish you all the peace, all the love, and all the blessings going out. I'll see you next episode. Bye.